Our trunk was Tetris, and these things nuked it. Don't make these packing mistakes on your next road trip. And what to bring instead. First, let's start with our packing wins. Linen and wool clothes were a total game changer. They're antimicrobial, breathable, and don't hold odors, which means you can pack a couple of outfits instead of one for every day of your trip. No laundry, no problem. Wool works great for cooler weather, but lightweight wool socks and underwear are perfect for warmer weather too. Most of our outfits for this July trip to Florida were linen with some light wool underwear. We packed a cooler full of prepped meals. Freezer dump meals that made it so easy to eat healthy while on the road. I also brought silicone ice trays filled with golden milk concentrate, making inflammation management for me a breeze. I'll share a link below to these trays. I brought thermos soup mugs for days when dinner would be on the road. I just prepped in the morning for a hot meal later. And don't forget the non-perishables and unrefrigerated snacks. We had a bag for those too, just to make sure we had everything we needed to stay fueled without relying on fast food. Water is a must. We brought sturdy water bottles and some extra, just enough for a day or so, and made sure to restock every day. We avoid government water for health reasons, so we stuck to quality spring water on the road. I also kept quality salt handy. Of course, we packed Liam's dojo bag with all of his sparring gear. The heart of this road trip was taking him to Orlando, Florida to compete in the ISKA, and he and his dojo rocked. We only had 2 suitcases, one large suitcase for the boys and one smaller suitcase for us girls. It kept things organized and easy to grab. My daily bag had all the essentials: hygiene products, beauty items, medicine, bedtime story for the kids, and a hair towel, because let's face it, curly hair is a whole adventure on its own. Backpacks for everyone. Each of us had a backpack with our own personal supplies, frequently used items, my meds, defense items, and emergency gear, plus water bottles. It kept us prepared for anything that came our way. We also packed emergency kits. Car emergency kits with tire repair gear, a minor boo-boo kit for basic first aid, and a more comprehensive first aid kit for serious situations. My husband is still a Boy Scout. We made sure to bring enough to keep the kids entertained without overdoing it. Yes, they each had their own iPad and my daughter had her phone, but we limited screen time. They had books for pleasure and for education, and mostly we kept them engaged with games and conversation. Now, let's talk about the fails, because we all learn the most from the things that didn't go right. We packed specific outfits for the swamp tour at Okefenokee, which we canceled twice. We brought a battery jumper for the car as a precaution, but we never really needed it. I think we've resolved the battery draining issue, and since we didn't spend much time away from populated areas, this wasn't necessary after all. Our travel pillows were not as essential as we thought. If we had planned better on day one and not overdone it on the driving, we actually wouldn't have used them even once. My daughter brought her art supplies, but Brianna ended up more engaged in the scenery than she thought she would be, and by the evenings, she was just too tired to really get creative. So the art supplies stayed packed away the entire trip. We overpacked our backpacks. We had way too many solar chargers and backup batteries and cables. We only ended up using one solar charger one time, and the rest was just extra weight. Now, if we'd been going hiking or anywhere off the beaten path, these extra supplies and emergency provisions would have come in handy possibly, but we didn't need them for our regular stops. Ounces equal pounds, and pounds equal pain. Am I still going? Is it still going? I wish I hadn't packed so many shoes. Bill found a pair that worked great for both casual and dressy occasions. Why is women's fashion so much more tedious and less practical? We brought some tech toys to help us with recording footage, but we hadn't played with them enough ahead of time to figure out how to really make best use of them. Instead of enhancing our footage, they just became extra baggage. And then there's my iPad. I thought I might work on the trip. Is it still going? But I didn't, and I'm thankful for that. It stayed packed away the whole time. One final win that's not actually related to our packing specifically Before we ever started loading the car, we cleaned it thoroughly, emptying out any trash or unnecessary extra items that maybe we'd forgotten about. This was a big win. I realized I only need one tire pressure gauge, and I found 4 of them in the car. I also don't need every single car maintenance receipt stuffed in my glove box. But the biggest fail, I should have prepared more ahead of time. I ended up spending the whole night before we left, finishing up food prep, and it caused a bit of stress and sleep loss that could have been avoided. Time blindness is a thing, and I'm working on it. So there you have it, our packing wins and losses for this trip. Is it dead? Okay, hold on. It's all about finding the balance between being prepared and not overpacking. Ounces equal pounds, and pounds equal pain. Have you ever had any packing wins or fails of your own? Do you want to see us challenge ourselves to road trip in an even smaller car next time? Land Rover LR2 versus Honda Civic? Comment below. Subscribe for more tips and adventures. I'm Candy. Thanks for joining True North Trails. We're going on an adventure. Okay, thank you.